guys, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here, and if the screen looks familiar to those of you who caught it live last month, it's because my internet exploded last month, and we're redoing our one-shots from last month. If you like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do it is like these fine folks over on our Patreon, link in the description down below. Join us at the $5 tier. You get access to all of our after shows where you get to pick our brains or hear us pick our own brains about the games we just played. Join us at the $10 tier if you want cool things like behind the scenes pictures, videos, and to join us in our private live streams where we prep for certain games. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, our illustrious game master does whatever the hell he wants to us. It's probably going to be bad. And two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to this channel to do things like keep the lights on, keep me in a house, hire people to edit our cool stuff, buy graphics, etc. That being said, I'm not running this game. I turn things over to the Vitruvian Meeple himself to take us wherever the hell he wants.
Thank you very much, Mike. I am the Vitruvian Meeple, and today we will be doing take 2 of the Cypher system module Castaway by Charles M. Ryan. If you guys have, if anyone has not played this module in like Cypher system, I highly recommend it. And so let's see, let's go in and just see what happens. And today we're going to start with G. G, I think. There you go.
Yeah.
So the camera comes into focus on a snow-laden mountain range. We are soaring through the skies. It's a crisp day, just a few wispy clouds in the sky. And as we soar over the mountains, we see a large frozen-over lake. The camera descends, a bit too fast for comfort, and then plunges beneath the ice as if it were not there at all. Descending down, we come upon a humanoid figure. They are, G, you are drowning. You are freezing, you are confused, you are tangled in something, you can't even tell what. There's a dim line splitting the blackness and flickering like distant lightning. You struggle for it, but the darkness is cloying and grasping at you, pulling you back. What little fight you have is seeping out of you, is fading, and the light is fading with you. And then suddenly, you are released. You tumble, sliding, sheathed in slimy layers of icy fluid spilling around you, but still, there is no air. Coughing, choking, and gagging, your hand finds a thick rubber tube, and you pull, seemingly without end, until you cough the last of it from your throat and can draw a sweet, sweet breath of air. You are cold. You are wet. You are in a white room, a white area with flickering lights, and you are very much alone. What do you do?
I think she, coughing and sputtering, she looks around disoriented and looks confused. What the hell is going on? And she goes to sit up and she looks around as to where is all this moistness coming from?
So as you sit up, you kind of tumble a little bit out of a cylinder that presumably you had previously been in. That is where some of the slick fluid is still kind of pooling.
Am I still in the cylinder?
No, as you turn to kind of sit up, you kind of roll/tumble out of it.
Okay.
You fall just a couple of feet to the ground, to the floor. You get up and look around. You are at the bottom of a white cylinder. Just at a quick glance, it probably looks to be about 4 meters across. You are in the middle of it. Around you, there are 5 more of these containers, just like the one that you presumably just came out of. 2 of them are open. The other 3 are not.
Okay. What the fuck is going on? And she's gonna look around, and she's gonna slowly get to her feet and make her way to one of the other first whatever's closest to her, whether it's open or closed. She's gonna take a look at the one next to her.
Okay. I forgot to do this again, just like last time. Everyone give yourself 1 XP to start with on your character sheet so that you are not totally without options. And we'll just start this off with a bang, because we already have a corruption bar, so I'm going to use it.
Oh, shit. I have 3 XP written on my sheet. Oh, I'll change it to 1.
You were robbed as well as corruption.
So the container next to you is one of the open ones.
Okay.
You look in. There is no fluid. There is a humanoid shape. It is desiccated. It is shrunken in on itself. It is skeletal. And it is very, very much dead.
She's gonna look in, and when she sees, she's like, shit, and she's gonna scramble away. What the fuck is going on? And she's gonna look to see what type of place she's in.
Okay. So as you scramble, you kind of get a better view of the floor. And you can see written in large black letters on the white floor. It's in large words, probably about half a meter tall. You can make out the words capacity 36, do not overload. Looking around, you see that there are gratings and ladders that kind of separate this cylinder into decks. The whole thing is probably about 8 meters tall. And the other thing you see is, as you try to get your sense of balance, you realize that this thing is leaning at quite a significant angle.
Mm-hmm.
You are not in danger of falling over as long as you have handholds. But depending on what this thing may or may not be resting on, I don't know how stable it is.
Yeah.
If you look up at the top, the top of whatever the cylinder is has been ripped or broken or otherwise involuntarily separated from the rest of the cylinder. And outside, you can see dense, dark foliage, and through the few holes you can see in that cover, you do see a blue sky.
Okay.
The air, now that you're getting your bearings a little bit, the air is very humid, very warm. But given that you still have a lot of whatever this fluid is over you, you are still very wet and very cold.
Okay. She kind of looks around in panic. Is like, how the fuck did I get here? And she's gonna start making her way towards one of the ladders, and she's gonna start climbing up towards where like the hole in the ceiling is.
Okay.
Ceiling. And as she's going up, she's gonna stop, and she's gonna like, fuck, and she's gonna go back down, and she's gonna go back over to the closest closed one and take a look inside, like, and see what she has.
So you can see there's a little control panel on the side of the case. You can see a few blinking green lights and some symbols that you don't immediately recognize. Wiping the frost off the glass, you do see a human inside. They look to be asleep. This one looks to be alive, thankfully. They have no hair on top of their head, very, very minimal eyebrows, no facial hair. and tattooed across their forehead is a series of letters and numbers.
She's gonna look at the biometric reader, and she's going to. She's gonna look back at the things like. Can she figure out from looking at it how to open it?
Okay. Make me an intellect check, difficulty 2.
Ooh. Okay. Only difficulty 2.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh yeah, you have the premium account, so you have all these different window things I have to click. Woohoo!
Okay.
Take that 8 intellect.
There you go. Yes, you easily figure out how to key in the commands to open it. I'm sorry. Are you opening it, or was that just?
Yeah, she's gonna see like the press the green purge press here or whatever. So she's gonna look at the person and say, "Wakey, wakey, motherfucker!" And she's gonna click it. She's gonna like pound it with her fist.
Okay. So the symbols that had been kind of rotating, cycling through on the display, are blank out and are replaced with the words "purging canister, warning, low battery."
Okay.
You hear a bit of a hiss, and you see the fluid in which this other person is submerged start to drain out of the canister. You don't see it come onto the floor. You don't actually know where it's going.
Okay.
And after what feels like a very long minute or so, the display changes to canister disengaging, and you hear and the lid opens automatically. After a few tense moments, Mike, you awaken from a dreamless slumber. You are in some sort of canister. You have no idea where you are, who you are, how you got here, but you know that there is someone standing over you, looking very intently at you.
I just had a very cool image. This isn't what happened because you said I was expelled, right? I was expelled from the tube.
No,
Is that correct?
you are lying in the tube.
Oh, great. Then this is what happens. Because this just looks so cool and so sci-fi cinematic. It's a glass tube, or at least a glass faceplate.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does the whatever's looking down at me look like a reflection?
Kind of.
Okay.
I mean, you don't know what you look like.
Right. But it's glass, so you would imagine there's some sort of reflectory situation, like when you stare at a glass on a building.
Sure. Yeah.
So like he looks up, and at first he like touches the glass, and then you see him like touch his face, assuming that that's a sort of reflection. Especially if the person looking back at him is not moving. But then once he like reaches for his face and sees the reflection doesn't do the same, like his whole face changes to be confused and concerned as he like looks up and like knocks on the door essentially. Like he has no idea. Like he looks like he has no idea what's going on here either.
Yeah, and you hear a muffled voice. Time to wake up.
If he can open this from the inside, he is going to.
So as you wake up, you also have a tube in your mouth. So drawing your first couple of breaths is very difficult. Actually, no, I'm sorry, no, because your tube open normally. Never mind. That would have retracted. My bad. So yeah, so you get the thing open. You see a person standing over you. Within the confines of the facial features as similar to as I described to Mike, please describe your character.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah, sorry. She has feminine features, high cheekbones, dark blue eyes. Even though her head is shaved, you could tell she has like just brown hair. Or no, blue hair. Fuck that. She's got blue hair. This is Cypher, man.
Yep.
You have to have blue hair.
Okay.
And
Just little
yeah,
tiny blue eyebrow lines.
yeah. And she's tall, athletic, like lithe, very thin, and yeah, that's about it.
Mike, describe your character, please.
He is bald Tom Hiddleston. Is
Oh.
his yeah. So which if you've never seen bald Tom Hiddleston, it takes away a lot of his pizzazz. The hair coif hides his big old satellite ears. Yeah, he there's Google it if you haven't seen bald Tom Hiddleston. Yeah, so bald, very little eyebrows, ears that stick out a little bit. And an animated face that is very confused as he gets out of this. And he it looks at you, seeing your like tattoo on your face, and he looks back at the glass of his, trying to see a semblance of reflection to see if he also has a tattoo on his face.
So it is the reflection is muddled enough that you can't really get a good image of it.
Is there at least, can I see that there is some kind of marking if I can't read
yeah.
it on my head? Okay.
Yeah, it looks like there's some kind of markings. You just can't figure out what it is.
Great. Yeah, I guess he kind of comes to and he says, what happened?
Shit if I know. I don't know what's going on. I just woke up. You don't know what's going on, obviously? God damn.
No, I have no idea. I you woke me up. Where
And
are
she,
we?
like, I don't know. And she gestures, but whatever he is, we crash somewhere.
Is anyone else alive?
She points to the empty one. That fucker's dead. And she's gonna go to the next taken tube.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna watch what she does and then just replicate that on the fourth one.
Okay. So in that case, Necro, you are awakened by G. Prof, you are awakened by Mike. If you could each please describe your characters as the tubes open and you come back to consciousness in a stark white something, completely unaware of who you are or where you are.
Nah, Mom, 5 more minutes.
You have to get up.
I'm guessing you're probably not my mum. She went in for tattoos, but never anything across the forehead.
I'm fairly certain that I'm not your mother, unless.
Cool. So what
No.
sort of mad science gig is this then?
I don't know.
Or did I join a cult? Pretty sure I didn't join a cult.
We're all bald and have tattoos on our face, so maybe.
Yeah, does look like a cult to me.
All right, let's switch over to Chris and G.
As the tube is opening, he basically looks like Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin, in his heydays.
Okay.
And as the tube's open, he starts to panic that he's sealed in and just starts banging on all the sides and starts shaking this whole tube before it opens.
Oh, okay, big boy. Let's hold on. And she's gonna pry the door open.
Okay.
What have you done?
Me? I got you out of here. That's what I did.
Did you put me in here?
No. And she points to her forehead. You're the same as me.
No. Okay, my head's shaved, but you got shit on your face.
It's less than ideal, okay?
I don't want to be here. Where are we?
I don't know where we are. And she's gonna open the door. It's like, come on out. Something's fucked here.
What is AD9? And he starts reading off a number. What is this?
That's not that's not my name. I
Yeah.
don't know what my name is, but I
It
know
says it on your head.
I know, but who names themselves that? That's not a name.
A computer.
Is it you?
Sure. Who are
Do
you?
I look like a fucking computer to you there, champ?
No.
You answered your own question.
Okay, so none of you know what's going on. Great, I'm fucked. Ugh, and she's gonna.
Did you expect us to just miraculously give you the answers? Maybe investigate. We got any terminals? We got any supplies? Manifests? Yeah.
I don't. She's just gonna turn and like stomp away, and she's gonna go to. I don't think I have any computer knowledges or anything like that. She's going to. You said there was stuff on the second level, correct, Trevor?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna check up there, and she's gonna point out the hole in the roof to the other two.
Hey, bright side. Appears we're not running out of oxygen.
Yet.
We seem-
There's a hole in the roof, so wherever we are has oxygen.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Thanks there.
Good job, Brainiac. And he starts just ripping things open. Like if he finds like a case, he just starts ripping things open and just looking at what's around.
Okay. So most of the decks, there are 3 lockers set between clusters of folding seats. On the second deck, which is AD9 where you are heading, instead of that, there are 3 round hatch-like doors set equidistantly around the space. Each door is labeled with copious warnings of warning, death, or serious injury may occur, and so on. There's some lengthy instructions in very, very fine print about how to tell if the exterior atmosphere is safe and how to open the door. As you explore all 3 of the doors, each one has a small window. The first one that you started at appears to be blocked by earth and vegetation. The other 2 you look out onto what looks like very dense jungle-like forest. AA1. All right, so AE4 and AL7. What are you 2 doing?
At the mention of AL7 mentioning the computer or manifest, he's looking for that. He's looking for some sort of computer or manifest or maintenance records or birthing documentation or something like that, right?
Okay. So there is on the first deck up from where you are, there is a comp panel. And there's actually 2 on the first level. One of them is in the wall, and the other one seems to be a side panel to the one seat in here that is red instead of gray, and it is marked Boat Master.
Yeah, he starts to go through that one.
Okay, make me a difficulty 3 intellect check, please.
You got it. Absolute failure.
Womp womp. So you are trying to. I mean, it's not that you can't use it. You use it just fine. But the rather limited network, you're just not familiar with the way this system works.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no immediately. What's the word? I just lost the word. Immediately obvious path of commands for you to follow, and you end up getting yourself lost in a sea of menus.
Yeah, he will like click. He's moving whatever makes for the mouse, right? He's
It's a
clicking,
touch
trying
screen.
to. Perfect. Then he's tapping and scrolling and swiping, trying to find anything he can. Once he's frustrated with his inability, he just moves to the next terminal. This one's clearly broken. Try again on the next one.
Okay.
Same roll.
Yep.
Okay. Difficulty 3.
If you fail this again, I'm going to left. Ah, look at that.
I did do the thing you said. I did that. So again, tap, tap, tap,
Just in
scroll,
time to curse the roll.
swipe, move, and then clearly also broken from the crash, and he moves to the final terminal.
Okay, the final terminal is up on deck 4.
Okay, then he looks around for it, and he throws his hands up. Excuse me, I do believe these are both broken. I will try that one, and he begins to climb the
Yeah,
ladders.
it might be the screw loose behind the old steering wheel.
Yes, it could be. There could be many wires and screws loose. I'm going to check the one up higher, and he begins to climb up the ladder.
Al, as he is beginning to think of himself, goes to the boatmaster mark terminal.
Okay. So
Does
you
that-
can make me a difficulty 3 piloting. Actually, just make me a difficulty 2 intellect check.
Okay. Intellect standard. Effort 1 0.
So
Whatever you want to spend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can spend up to 1 level of effort.
Yeah.
I don't believe you have any intellect edge, so that will cost you 3 intellect points
Yeah.
if you want to do that.
All right. Okay. I'll do it as is.
Just barely. So yes, you managed to somewhat more intuitively than you would expect, especially given AE4's failure and frustration. You do manage to wend your way through the menus. That is, you do uncover the following information about the status of whatever you're in. Communications offline, environmental control offline, docking and flight control offline, external sensors offline. You find you get to the ship's the computer's log.
Mhm.
And you should all now see on your screen a code, a display listing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, so Kyber Sega mean anything to anybody? Strike any memories? Or were we kidnapped by a cult?
Does it strike any memories?
No.
Great. I've never heard of that before.
Got nothing. And she's crawling up the ladder to the second level.
AA1, as you are going through the various lockers, there is now a document in the journal called inventory. That is a listing of all the various things that you find. However, as you are climbing up to, let's call it the 3rd deck, I'm going to offer you a GM intrusion.
I am yet to say no to a GM intrusion. I will take them at every chance.
All right. So you open one of the you open one of the lockers, and this isn't the first one you've opened. You've been doing this for a couple of decks now, and the world just kind of fades out for a moment as you are overwhelmed by a vision. It's fleeting, it's distant, but it's a very powerful experience. It might be a memory you don't know. You are in the corridors of a ship. It must be under thrust because you are walking with full gravity. 2 other people are talking. They're talking about Julio. That name seems important to you, but you have no idea why. And with that, the memory fades. And I will give this down to you.
Could you share that handout again? I closed it by mistake and inventory.
It's up at the top of your journal. You should be able to just open it.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you.
I also added some notes in there about the various things that you can use for like system mechanics.
Perfect. most of this stuff is probably just lying in a big pile in the center of the area.
Okay.
Because he hasn't been caring too much about looking for things, and you'll see all these. So there's a bunch of giant bright orange jumpsuits. Those are all just in a pile along with first aid kits, the fire extinguishers. All of the stuff is just in a big pile as he preps. Anything that's a weapon, he's kept separate, or anything that could be used as a weapon, he's sort of kept them around, ready to be used.
Okay.
for
So
later.
you have with you, you have 3 multi-tools, you have a flare gun, you have 3 fire extinguishers, which I assume you're not going to try to carry altogether. They're not the big full-size ones, they're like the kitchen-sized ones. And then you have something that looks like a combination between a crowbar and an axe. AL7. You continue to investigate the system, and you find the navigation logs. The navigation system logged the flight path of whatever this is you're in. It shows that it circled a small planet 3 times in a rapidly decaying orbit before landing. The navigation system has no details of the planet's geography, but it does indicate that your craft approached the landing site from the northeast because, conveniently enough, there's a little compass. It made a significant course change just a few dozen kilometers before impact.
We are not alone.
What does that mean?
Course corrected before impact, this bird did. So there was something else that it, put the brakes on to avoid.
Could it have been autopilot?
Autopilot wouldn't just do that for no reason. There has to be something that the external sensors picked up.
Does it list anything in there about the crew or anything like that?
It's corrupted, right?
Yeah.
We don't even have any sort of further information on the planet. We can assume that it's near Class M, just because of the fact we're not suffocating.
So AL7, you say that, and just a moment later, it strikes you, how do I know that?
Yeah.
And we can tell just by looking at this tube that we're in that this is all that there is, right?
Yeah.
Like with the fact there's a hole in the roof and then the foliage is right outside. It's you can kind of tell that what we're in is it, right? There's no like ancillary like rooms or corridors or anything like that. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a standard lifeboat, whatever you want to call it. I want to call it a life pod, but I don't know why.
She just shakes her head like, what is going on? Does it say what ship we're part of?
That was Sagar. AKS. I don't even know what AKS means.
Doesn't ring. Does that ring a bell at all? AKS Kabir Sagar? No?
Nope.
Fucking great. And she's gonna search the area at the top.
G?
Yeah.
I'm going to offer you a GM intrusion as well.
No, I'll take it.
Okay. Oh, Chris, who did you give the other one to, by the way?
I will give it to Mike because he seems to be failing all his rolls today.
Mike, because he's
Thanks.
It's what we like to call chump charity.
I'll try to do better, guys.
Oh, come on. It wouldn't be an unmade gaming game if like you made all your rolls.
If I succeeded, yeah, exactly.
In anything.
I'll give mine to Profo.
Okay. So 89, as the name itself doesn't strike any memories, but it does surface something. You are also overwhelmed by a vision as like, everything in your peripheral vision just kind of fades out for a moment. You don't, for a moment, you don't quite know where you are, but Jeanette is giving everyone their orders. Now, you know that Jeanette is not her real name, just like the name she calls you isn't yours. This meeting is taking place as you look around in a service corridor. Your job is to start a fire in an electrical substation at exactly 23:15. Those are the words that ring in your ears as the vision fades.
Yeah. Okay. She
There it is.
she pauses and she. What time is it?
Fucked if I know.
How would we know?
Ship time. I don't think this planet has some sort of nuclear clock.
Daytime. And he looks up.
Definitely daytime.
Shit. And she kind of like runs a hand, like it looks like she's gonna like one of those nervous ticks where you adjust your hair, but she doesn't have any hair there, so she adjusts nothing. And
Oh,
You tried adjusting the tattoo.
yeah,
04:45 ship time, something like that.
Sure.
23:15. Shit. And she stalks. She just like stomps down the walkway up there.
Is there something we should know about the time? Is that relevant?
Yeah, are we
I just have
missing
this-
some sort of cult party?
I just have this weird flash of memory. I was supposed to do something important at 23:15.
With Julio?
What?
No, Jeanette. What? Who's Julio?
Who's Jeanette?
I
I
know.
don't know.
The name I remember.
We don't know who the fuck we are. So I've no
Uh,
idea how we'd know who those two are.
It's not me. And sorry, Trevor, you said my mission was to plant a bomb?
Your mission is
Bring down the
It's
ship.
only a little fire.
Nope. Shit.
Just to get clarified so I don't just say the wrong.
Ground us on a
Yep.
planet.
Yeah,
Would I do that?
it was a small incendiary device, so you know.
This one. There we go. Your job was to start a fire in an electrical substation. You actually, so I accidentally tried to steal the card. So if you let me, I'll give it. Except that I'm stealing it, and I'll give it back to you. But I've given you each the card that describes what your vision says.
Okay. Sweet.
While that's happening, the computer on the fourth deck am I able to access that?
I'm sorry. Give me. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. Give me 1 second here. That's
Start a
changing.
fire in an electrical substation.
That's- yeah,
That's
there
the thing that brings down a ship and makes you get stranded on a planet, right? How's the
I
key to
don't think
suspect?
they
Wow,
usually
you're
call
already
them
jumping to brain meat?
substations. Yeah, I don't think they call them substations aboard ships.
Okay.
I don't know if-
Yeah, she
I'm
doesn't
sorry.
say that for the record.
I'm
She
sorry.
just said something important.
AE4, you were going for the terminal on the fourth deck. You're on mute.
I am muted, but I said correct.
Make me an intellect check. What did
Three.
I say? Difficulty 3.
You can do it, Mike.
Guys, the funny part is I'm the brain. I have 17 intellect.
17?
It's everything else is a dump stat in comparison. These are the things I'm good at. Is the deet dudes on a computer? Those are the mind stuff is where I excel.
He probably
Apparently,
built the computers.
Yeah.
He's that smart. He's like,
yeah, I'm actually the
he's
shipboard
like-
engineer. It turns out, but fucking fucked if I know how to do anything on this ship.
Hey, even Bill Gates has bad days.
Yeah.
How
So-
drive computer?
So you're up on the 4th deck. That is actually the highest deck before there is no more life pod. So you can actually see that the top of this thing, or what is currently the top, as I said, it was an involuntary and violent separation. You can actually see what look like burn marks. There are some jagged tears to whatever the ship is made of, which it looks like some combination of metal and ceramic.
Transparent aluminum?
Hello, computer.
Does it look? Okay, I have a weird question. Does it look like? Can my character tell, based on the hole in the hull, what he's seeing rather close up? Does it look like this was a spacefaring vehicle?
I will give you this one for nothing. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Mainly because I know if you roll again, you're going to fail. And
Oh man! At this
there's
point,
failing forward, and then there's just being ridiculous.
At this point, yeah.
You could roll a 1 and get an intrusion.
Yeah, because I mean, like a terrestrial-bound aircraft is very different than an extraterrestrial. Aircraft.
You worked out we came from the sky. Nice.
Yeah. Well, how it's which level of the sky, right? The outer space sky. So being on
we're
the
airship pirates, obviously.
Being on the top deck, he goes, we fell from space. I don't know if that helps.
Duh.
Well,
They don't usually have many life pods on non-space vessels. Just a thought.
Could have been an aircraft.
Or a boat.
Or a boat. Or a submarine.
AE4, please make me a perception check, which if you don't have that is just intellect. Okay.
I do.
Difficulty 2.
I have an inability. No, I'm specialized actually in perception. Difficulty 2?
Yep.
I succeed. I'm specialized, so.
Okay. So now that you are close enough to the outside, you kind of get some of the sensory input from outside. It is hot and humid outside. You are almost assaulted by a cacophony of sounds of various what you assume to be animal life. You see many, many different kinds of vegetation, and you smell smoke.
Hey, girl 1. I didn't see your tattoo. I'm sorry. You remember that you said there was a corpse?
She
From
points in
up
that
here,
one.
I can see 6. We're 4. The dead one is 5. What about the 6th one?
I don't know. I didn't look.
Hey, can someone look? There's smoke outside. It could be a campfire or a burning carcass or part of the ship. I don't know.
It's kind of likely that there was that it hit something on impact, something flammable.
Yeah,
We'll see if it's empty, then that person went somewhere.
Yeah, we might not be
And
alone.
ditched us.
And I'm
Lousy
not
friggin' cult leader.
So who's checking the canister?
Is anyone down there on that deck? I think the closest one would be A7 or AL7.
AA1's still down there,
Okay.
but he's basically turning the jumpsuits into backpacks and just filling them with all of the gear that we've got. So it's basically taking the legs of tying them to the arms that you can wear them as backpacks, and he's just filling them with gear.
Nice.
I'm gonna grab one of those axes and check the last part, just in case it's some sort of, in case it's our own cult's version of Jim James or whatever.
I have not been keeping track. Do we have any more corruption bars now?
I also.
What about the one
no,
from last
just the
time?
one.
No. Okay.
Did we have one last time in the last?
We did have one left over last time.
Use it. It's yours too.
I'll make this one a GM intrusion for AL7.
Sure.
Take 1 XP, give 1 to someone else.
Okay, I will give that to my closest friend. I shall give that to AA.
The canister is empty.
Mm.
Alright.
Yeah, guys, Jim James or whoever ain't here no more and left us to fucking die.
Well, hang on. Is there goop in the tube? And she leans over the railing. Is there goop in the tube?
Good question. Is it goop? Is it goopless?
It is goopless. It is completely dry.
It is goopless.
Okay, so in theory, there wasn't anyone in there.
So actually, AL7 looking into the canister, you do see what looks like a tube, a long tube, probably about this big around,
Mm-hmm.
kind of hanging out of the top. What would be if the canister was standing up, so the person inside it was standing up straight, it would be on the top of the tube.
And there's a weird canister.
No, in the canister that you were like the one that you were in, that the person would have been in. There's a tube.
Yeah, is this a goop tube?
89. Do you go down and check?
Yeah, she's gonna like.
Okay.
She's gonna slide down the ladder, and she's gonna head on over.
What is this? Some sort of next level hair removal cream?
No, that is the same kind of intubation tube that was down your throat when you woke up.
Yeah, so she's gonna touch it and investigate the thing, just to try to see if she can confirm if there was somebody in this tube lately. The same status that they were in. Are there any wet footprints leading away from it?
Make me a perception check, which again, if you don't have it, is intellect. Difficulty 4.
Nice. Difficulty 4. Submit. I'm not going to spend any effort. Good Lord. Failure.
Everything is there is no goop, there is no even remains of goop. There are no footprints that you can tell. If there was someone in this pod, they have not been there for quite a while.
Can she can she fire up its computer system? Its little biometric display? Is that still working?
Actually, no.
Okay. Because the other one said the battery was low.
Yep.
So she's gonna. Damn it.
Hey, you said that there's a corpse, right? What kind of corpse is it? That's a weird question.
Shriveled one.
Is it?
Yeah.
But is it like? Is there skin on it? Is it?
She walks over. It's all shriveled and signs incompatible with life. And she's gonna examine the body a little bit.
Okay.
Does it have a tattoo?
Yes.
Okay.
It is a similar serial number to yours, AG361836 TT062.
Yeah, AG3, she'll say. And you said it's like a dry husk? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we can say that whatever they weren't behind this. Otherwise, they would have given themselves a cooler designation.
Yeah, I'm not sure about any of that, but if it's, you said a husk, is that the word you used?
It's all shriveled. Dry.
Yeah. As in, a life expired a long time ago. So
Right,
how
right,
the hell
right,
long have
yeah.
we been here?
Yeah, yeah. Human decomposition takes like two weeks,
Uh-huh.
which means that tube has been open for 2 weeks.
Yep. At least.
Is my tube the one that I came out of? Is the battery dead on that one?
No, but it is flashing very low battery.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to that one, and I did wake up out of it. Can I tell if I was automatically discharged from this thing? Was it automated or was it manually done like I did for the others?
So given that when you manually released the others, the tube retracted and
Mhm.
the fluid drained before the lid opened,
Mhm.
it is safe to assume that you were not manually released.
Okay. So it was so that means it was an automated response that woke me up.
Or a computer glitch.
Okay. I don't know. I can't tell if anyone else was in here or not. But something woke me up. I was the first one. But, well, not counting him or them.
AA1 looks across at AD and says, "Look, does it matter? You're out. You're alive. They're gone. This might not be the best place to be." And he's wearing one of the jumpsuits, and he's got 3 backpacks basically laid out. He picks one up, puts it on his back, and says, "Look, you can stay in here and look for signs of what the hell's going on, or we can get outside and figure out where we are."
Let's go outside. Let's take
need
care of
water.
that fire and maybe set up a base camp. See if we can strip a beacon from this thing and try and either rescue ourselves with whatever else came down near us, or anyway, let's get out of here and make a plan.
As much as these things are bright orange, you might want to be covered up with whatever's out there.
And only now that you see AA1 in the jumpsuit do you think to look down and look at yourself. You are each in a tight white singlet that basically covers about the same area as a short t-shirt and a pair of boxer shorts.
Hey, I know one thing. I make this look good.
Remember, in the inside of the pod where we are, or at least where AA1 was, which is where the pods were, is any of the metal torn and broken in this space, or is it all solid?
It's all relative.
You'd be looking for like torn metal to be able to make weapons, or at least like a sharp piece of metal that he could have pulled off with multi-tools or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, you grab as much as that can, and it's a jungle out there, literally. We can probably craft some bows and arrows.
Okay.
I don't know what predators are going to be out there because there's no biosignatures or information about this planet.
Let's see.
If there's nothing inside, he would look outside. So I'm just wondering whether there'll be anything in this space.
Yeah. Let's see. Looking at what you have. Make me a difficulty 3 smashing roll.
Smashing. Yeah, trained in smashing.
That's why I called it.
You're gonna wreck it, there, Ralph.
Difficulty 3, you said.
You can put effort into this if you wish.
Smashing, that's might. Oh, yes. 3. And we use 1 effort on that. No assets.
Oh!
Big success.
Okay, so
Nat 20.
First of all, when you roll
Chris,
an
what
nat
does
20,
that what does that feel like?
So
She
first
does
of all,
it all
Smashing
the
with a nat
time.
20 is great.
He does it all the time.
Chris, you can take that point of might back because when you roll a nat 20, you don't actually spend any points that you would have spent on the roll.
Beautiful.
Yes, you actually do manage with a strength that you were not aware that you had, and like a knowledge of where weak points in metal would be that you also don't quite know how you know. You do actually manage to rip out 4 pieces of the deck grating, and you can each put you can each put down, assuming that you give one to each of you. You each have a medium weapon.
Perfect. Yeah, he basically fashions those, and with parts of the jumpsuit, so he would have cut up one or two of the jumpsuits and created a handle out of
Nice.
that. So
Okay.
you got somewhere to hold with a
Yep.
like a sharp spike of metal.
Okay.
He's like, I don't want to stay in here. We've got a way to defend ourselves. We need water. We need food. We can't stay in here.
Yeah, shelter.
I haven't found any food in this place.
Yeah, they should have sea rations.
Right? Who takes a boat without rations?
It's a spaceship.
Same. The rules of the sea apply even when you're in fucking space.
And there should be
Maritime
rum.
law. Let's get
Always
out.
be rum.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks for an exit.
Okay. So there are the 2 other hatches on the 2nd level that 89 found. Or if you want to try to brave the shards at the top of the life pod, you are welcome to give that a try as well.
Oh, and if we need physical things for Cyphers.
He'd
Oh,
be looking
better
for
get
the
those.
safest one. So it's not the one with the sharp spikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can scavenge those later.
Yep. Okay. So yes, you actually do get one of the hatch doors open. And you, because you had not been up to the top of the ship yet, you are hit by a wave of heat and humidity. It's almost like breathing water just for a second. It is that humid.
It's gonna be fun out here. Get ready. And he steps out into the humid forested air.
Okay. So you come out on the side of you're about probably about 3 meters in the air, or off the ground anyway. Let's see, where is it? You can see that the cylinder that you're in is definitely leaning at probably about a 30-degree angle. And are you attempting to climb down to the ground?
Yeah, he wants to get to the ground.
Okay. So that is a difficulty 1 speed task. You're trained in climbing, so you can succeed automatically if you wish.
We'll roll in case we get a nat 1, because that's always fun. Difficulty 1, you said?
Difficulty 1 climbing. There you go. Okay. Yes, you managed to get down to the ground without incident. You can tell from the fact that you are have some experience in climbing that getting back up will be significantly more difficult. So you look at the exterior of the cylinder. It is scorched. It is marred. But even through all of that scarring, you can make out the fact that it is, or at least mostly was, bright orange. And in big white letters along the side that look like they were like the stencil paint, it says rescue. Are the rest of you following AA1 outside?
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone else, please make me a difficulty 1 speed check. If you have climbing or balancing or anything like that, that would apply.
So speed defense?
No, just speed.
Okay.
Suck a
yes.
dick.
You're more the brawn of Spider-Man than the super spider brain.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
Jeez.
Okay. No,
That's the first 20 I've ever rolled in Cypher.
I have climbing, so do I just roll that?
So since you have climbing, you can either just take the success,
Yeah.
or you can roll for the chance to get a 19 or 20 and have an effect, but you're also chancing rolling a 1 for a geometry.
Yeah, I'm also chancing the suck.
Yeah.
So where on earth is it? Improved. Oh no, I've got climbing I've got a skill boost climbing as a Cypher, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I can just use that, and
I wouldn't waste it on this, to be perfectly
yeah.
honest with you. It's a
But then I
difficulty
haven't got
1.
another freebie I forget about.
So it's a difficulty 1.
Yep. I can just roll straight speed, yeah.
Yep. Okay. You all make it down without incident. So now you're looking around. The tree, you are in like a lush primordial jungle, and everything is just gigantic. There are enormous trees. Their trunks probably meters thick, and they soar skyward through layers of dense canopy. There are, looking up, you see huge twisted branches, thick enough to walk on, wreathed in draping vines. And in fact, as you take a look, you see that something is walking on it. It is some sort of arachnid, but with even more legs. Fortunately, it does not seem to notice you. It is just skittering on its way. But this kind of, now that you're keyed into that kind of movement, you're noticing that animal life is everywhere. There are things that look kind of like birds that are flitting among the foliage. There is dense vegetation on the ground that makes it very hard to see more than about 10 or 15 meters. There are ferns with fronds as tall as you are. There are snake-like vines that go across the jungle floor. There is mulch and dead leaves. You look actually, Chris, one of the things that I did forget to write down on that inventory was a compass.
Okay.
So you can see, and you can triangulate because there is actually, you can see the scorch, the direction that you landed, and you can match that up to what you saw in the log. The lower end of this cylinder is embedded in what is clearly a crater extending several meters around the base. The vegetation around it is ripped and scorched. You look around and you see that one of the near trees, just about at the edge of the crater, is on fire. It's not a blazing fire. It's relatively small flames. You don't actually know if the flames are coming or going at this point, but it looks like that maybe some of the nearby lower vegetation may be starting to catch.
Does anybody get something we can make a torch with? I figure, we got anything we haven't got anything to start fire with. Have we? No flint and steel or something? Did anybody get any complimentary matches with this flight? It's like, thank you for flying Pan Am. Have some complimentary matches.
We were in a liquid tube. They wouldn't be good anymore.
Trevor,
Yes.
Chris knows that you can use things you find in the woods that will keep burning for a very long time and allow you to carry that a long distance and relight something. Is there anything I can roll that my character would know that? To be able to try and find materials to sort of carry this fire with us?
Mine would.
That's actually a very good point.
I'm trained in foraging and hunting and finding places.
So I'm gonna call this a difficulty 4 intellect check. 89 if you would also like to roll this. Obviously, you can roll your foraging to get a easing to the roll.
Yeah, I think he says to the group, like, we're gonna need fire later, so we can take this with us. But we need to put it out, but take some with. So it's a difficulty 4 intellect.
Yep.
Is that?
Success for me.
Nice. Okay.
Right, yeah.
All right. Yeah, 89, you conjure up some instinctual knowledge. And even though you're not actually familiar with any of this vegetation, you have enough of a sense of how things should act that you manage to cobble something together.
She'll be like, hey, no, don't use that here. And she's going to reach towards one of the trees, and she'll take like a stick out of his hand that he was holding. It's like, here, most sap from trees. You can light it on fire, and it will keep burning. And she takes the stick and she like rolls it in like the sap of the tree, and it looks like a freaking huge Q-tip or something like that. It's like, now we just gotta light this bitch on fire.
Or
Should
blazing
last us a
Q-tip.
while. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So you do get it lit. The fire, by the way, is burning a very interesting magenta color.
That's not natural.
Well, it goes nice with the blue hair.
It does.
She holds it up to AA1.
Yeah, cool. So we can take it with us. When
Want to carry it, or you want me to carry it?
I mean, does it matter?
Whatever.
If you carry it and it goes out, then it's your fault.
It's not going to go out unless you purposely put it out.
It's not raining yet, and it's something to brandish against critters that are afraid of fire.
As long as we're not walking under a waterfall, this should last us.
Okay. So as you guys are having this conversation, you hear a rustling in the vegetation off to your left. I guess because you're facing each other. Necro, it's to your left. G, it's to your right. And you look just in time to see two creatures kind of run through the vegetation into the area that you're in. They are four-legged creatures. They are probably about the size of a dining room table. They are squat. They have thick, glistening skin, and the front of its head, much like where a rhinoceros would have a horn, this thing instead kind of tapers into almost like a hatchet-like structure. Now they are ignoring you. They're just kind of snuffling around for vegetation. What do you do?
Nothing.
He pulls out his. So he's still got the crowbar axe thing and his medium weapon that he's made, and he holds one in each hand.
Okay.
And just stares at them.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't. And she's gonna freeze, but don't move.
Yeah, I don't know if they're good eating.
See. So a second one, a moment later, joins its companion. They seem completely uninterested in you. The jungle is unnaturally quiet for about a second too long. And then you start feeling the shaking.
Oh, shit. We got a stampede.
And you see the area where these two came from is the trees are shaking, and then bursting through it is a thing that is much bigger than the other two. It's probably about 2 meters high at the shoulder. It's about 4 or 5 meters long. So something you find it just for a second, you notice this, and it kind of strikes you as interesting. The two smaller ones have 2 eyes, as one would expect. This one has 6.
I take a step behind AA1.
And it looks around, sees the 4 of you, lowers its head, and attacks.
Shit.
Can you all please roll initiative? So we're going to do this in the actual standard way that Cypher system does it. Make me a level 4 initiative check.
Initiative is what?
That is the first thing listed under your skill.
This is what success is like, guys. Figured it out. All I need to do was roll a nat 20 and I'd start
Right?
succeeding.
It's not giving me a difficulty option.
Yeah, it didn't give me a difficulty when I rolled it. But I rolled a 19, so.
Yeah. Okay. So AD9 and AE4, you do manage to get the jump on this thing. How would you like to handle the fact that a huge creature with a hatchet for a nose is bearing down on you?
I run away. I have a tiny, frail body.
Okay. Actually, AE4, GM intrusion.
Balls. Okay. Yeah, let's have it. Let's go for it.
Okay. Taking in this thing for the first time, you also have something that feels like it might be a memory triggered. You are a child. You and 2 other kids are playing with a fuzzy bear, which is an animal about the size of a small dog, native to the colony world of New Brasilia. You can't remember if the fuzzy bear was your pet or one of the other kids. The vision fades. You get that? And as you are frozen in place and you cannot move, disoriented from the vision.
Balls. Okay, cool. All right, I'll take that.
Who are you giving the other point to?
We'll give it to AA1.
Okay.
All the
89.
XP today.
Are you sorry, me? Oh.
Yeah.
Using a light thrown weapon. I do not have a light thrown weapon.
You do have the medium weapon that AA1 made for you.
Yes. But I have a quick throw ability, but it needs to be a light weapon. I'm just going to dodge out of the way for now.
Okay.
Trevor, question for you.
Yes.
Am I frozen in fear? Is that like that's expended my action, or I just can't run away? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. That basically you lost your turn, lost in the vision.
Cool, got it.
Okay. Okay, so you are going defensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
now,
this thing like armored? Like, does it look like it has armored skin? Or anything like that?
it probably does. Yeah.
Okay. Like it looks like a hide. It looks like a hide,
Yeah.
like a rhinoceros type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It very much looks like what we as players would recognize as a rhinoceros skin.
Okay.
Bootleg space rhino.
Yep.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, it's actually referred to as a dire rhino. So,
Right.
because dire is a universal term.
Yes, of course it is.
Okay. So this thing charges, and might as well make it worth it. It charges at AD9. G, could you please make me a level 4 speed defense roll with 1 asset for going defensive?
Difficulty 4, you said? An asset.
Nice.
Damn it.
Okay, so what would you like your major effect to be?
I'm holding the torch. Can I spook it with the torch? And maybe it
Sure.
loses its inaction and it can't.
Sure. Make me a, let's see.
It has to rethink its life choices
Yep.
attacking us right now.
Okay, make me a difficulty 4 intellect check with 1 asset for the torch you're carrying.
Would this be considered a social interaction? Oh, I have a damn it! I have an inability. Never mind. I forget I said anything.
Well, maybe it's social to the rhino. I don't know.
This is I'm going to consider social interaction having humanoid as a base requirement.
Okay. Sorry, difficulty 4.
1 asset.
1 asset. Failure.
Okay. Hey, you gave it a shot.
Yeah.
We are now up to AA1 and AL7.
Oh, Trevor, this thing is charging at us, and AD9 was behind, was sort of lined up a little bit behind AA1. Is there anything next to us? A tree or a rock? I'm willing to spend XP if that'll give me a tree or a rock next to me.
No, I'll say there's a rock. That's fine.
Okay. He runs at this rock and jumps off of that to try and get onto the back of this creature.
Ooh, I love it. Okay. Let me look at your character sheet to see if there's anything that'll help with this.
Jumping.
There you go. I love it.
Specialized in jumping.
Okay, this is going to be great. Yes, make me a difficulty 4 jumping roll.
Perfect. Jumping difficulty 4. Jumping is what? Right? Please give me might.
No, it's speed, actually.
Speed. I'll spend 1 effort on that. Why not? Success.
There you go. Yep. Why was your speed down to 0?
It wasn't a 0, it was a 10. 16 minus 3.
That's your might. Here, I'll fix it on your sheet. Don't worry about it.
I'll drop that. I'll drop the speed. It should have dropped the speed by 3, so it should be 7.
Yep. There you go. And this should still be 16. Okay, that was weird. So yes, you are now on the back of this thing.
Perfect. Does he still get an action to attack it?
No.
Nope.
Actions in Cypher are basically move or attack.
Perfect. Yeah, he gets himself onto the back with his weapons ready.
Okay. AL7.
Right. So where is the thing compared to me?
It is a short distance away.
And how distracted is it?
Well, it does have an AA1 on its back. What are you trying to do?
Sort of take it out in the eyes. You know, try and blind as many of its 6 eyes as humanly possible.
Okay. So I would actually say that having a cold shot like that is actually going to be even more difficult than normal because it's thrashing around because it has something on its back that it doesn't like.
Maybe just aim for the head then.
Okay. So it's still so you're going to make me a difficulty 5 attack roll.
Okay. Do I just go with do I just hit weapon there and go or is that after?
So are you using the
Yeah.
Okay, here I'll add it to your weapon. I'm assuming you would rather attack with speed, and it is damage 4. Okay, so
Cool. So difficulty 4, yeah.
difficulty 5
Okay.
because it is thrashing around.
Okay. Nah, failure.
Okay.
Is there's nothing I can do with that?
You cannot retry attack rolls.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can attack it again next round, but
Yeah.
that's about it. We are back to AE4 and AD9.
When I recover from the paralysis that was my vision,
Yes.
I have an ability, which is useful here, called Find the Flaw. If an
Okay.
opponent has a straightforward weakness, the GM will tell me what it is. So if you could, what is it?
Well, as I said, it does have kind of thick hide plates of kind of armor. You could, at the cost of making it a hindered roll, you could try to aim specifically for a gap, try to find a gap within those plates,
Mm-hmm.
and then that would bypass whatever armor it has.
Cool.
That is the closest thing that aside from hit it in the eyes, hit it in the mouth, go for an orifice.
Great.
That's about what you got.
So he studies this creature, and then like backs up a little bit, and just shouts, "Go for the holes in between the plates!" As he is slowly moving away from this creature. Listen, guys, my might is an 8. Okay, so I die in one hit.
No, you don't. You don't die until all 3 of your pools are 0.
That's true. That's true. I get severely bodily damaged
There you
in
go.
one hit.
All right,
Body.
AD9.
I'm holding this torch,
Mhm.
and it is on fire.
Yes, it is.
So did my major effect that didn't do anything, correct?
Correct. The major effect was that you got the chance to try.
Okay. And AA1 is on its back. I guess I'm going to try and use the fire to try and scare it away again.
Okay. That will be a difficulty 4 intelligence roll with 1 asset for the torch.
Oh. Sure. Oh, difficulty 4. I will spend 1 effort, even though that's really gonna hurt. 1 asset for fire. Success!
Excellent.
Haha! I hurt my brain doing that.
Okay. Remember to click to apply that cost.
Oh, that's what I do to
Yep.
have it done automatically? Okay,
Yep.
I've just been manually doing it. Okay. Cool.
So yes, so you managed to wave it off. However, there is still an AA1 on its back. So it is going to try to throw you. AA1, please make me a difficulty 4 might roll. Nothing that you have will help with
Okay.
this.
Difficulty 4 mites.
Mhm.
No
It's
bonus.
Rhino Cowboy time.
Difficulty 4. Let's go crazy. Let's use our efforts.
Okay.
No assets. No cost.
Womp womp. Okay.
Welcome to my life.
So it throws you. You didn't think that this thing could buck as well as it does, but it's, I mean, it is rocking back and forth, and it heaves up, and you go flying. You get slammed into a tree. You take 4 points of damage. And that goes to might. I don't remember if you're wearing any armor that will decrease.
No,
no,
armor,
of course
no.
you're not. You're wearing you have a jumpsuit. Never mind.
Yep.
Yeah, take 4 points of damage. And the thing kind of runs towards the two smaller ones, which, looking at it now, this is pretty obviously a mother and her 2 children. And she kind of herds, pun fully intended, herds them off back into the jungle.
Huzzah!
Ooh, that has got to hurt. He flew through the air with a grace of ease and landed with a smash on his elbows and knees.
She's gonna go to everyone's like, "Are you okay?" Fuck.
Medic!
Yeah, it's fine. It
looked pretty cool.
Yeah, you should try out those mechanical bulls.
What was the thought process there? Why did you climb on top of it? Did you?
I was gonna stab out all of its eyes.
Oh,
I was thinking that too.
It's easier when you're close, like when you.
That seems incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, but that's how you get rid of it.
Well, clearly not.
Is it gone?
Yes.
It's gone.
Did it work? Didn't it?
Has anybody got a med kit?
It's on the brains.
I guess.
Has anybody got a med kit for this guy's bruises, potential broken ribs, and internal bleeding?
You've each
you
got
okay,
one.
big guy?
Yeah, it'll be fine. But you've each got a med kit if you need it. It's in your bag.
Okay. Remember, you also do have your recovery rolls, and the first one of the day takes an action. So
I'll do a recovery.
Okay.
While Trevor, while the meat people are doing meat people things, AE4 leaves them to their own devices and is going to do brain people things.
I thought he was going to be revealed to be an android. I'm disappointed.
No. No, you guys just are more brawn than brains, and AE4 is all brain, and that's it. That's all of his. That's the end of his stats.
All brain and intellectual failure.
Yeah, clearly.
All brain until peer review hits.
All of his thoughts before the explosion of these monsters onto the scene, or these beasts onto the scene, have been about the missing person. So he's going to move a little bit away from everyone, back towards the crashed vessel, and look for signs and evidence of this person leaving. He's not in the vessel, so he must be somewhere else. Or they must be somewhere else if they came out of this pod. They had to have either come out the same way we did or through some other side hatch. He's going to be looking for footprints, bent grass, broken twigs, anything of that kind to try to find this person.
Okay. That will be a perception roll, difficulty 6.
Cool.
Oh shit.
That's a spicy meatball.
How's it feel, Mike?
Pretty good.
difficulties?
Pretty good. Let me see here. Let me double check my shit here. All right, cool. So a perception, which I am super double whammy trained in. So that's going to drop that down to basically a 4. And I'm going to spend 1 effort in there. No assets, I assume. I don't think I have nothing in the inventory, right, that we have.
Correct.
That would make sense. Yeah, nothing. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and spend 1 of my XP to try that one more time.
Okay.
Now remind me, Trevor, because I make up this rule. When you spend XP, do I apply the cost now or at the end? Is it both?
No, it's just at the end.
Okay.
Because you are basically the XP is giving you basically a redo on the entire roll.
Gotcha. That's what I thought. I was never meant to know.
Wow.
Oh no.
This is my life. I mean, I guess I could just keep spending XP to burn through this.
You could.
Man, you know what? Fuck it. I have 3 XP. I'm gonna spend 1 more. I don't care.
Oh,
I want to find this
man.
goddamn guy. 6, 1 effort. Son of a bitch!
Oh, dude!
All right. I'll take it. It's the last one. It's the last roll. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave myself with 1 XP
Okay.
and a free GM intrusion. Go nuts. Go nuts.
Shit.
I'm sorry, I need a moment. That was beautiful.
Everyone watching at home, Trevor made this character, and I blame him. I
Actually,
didn't.
no, this was a pre-gen that came with a module.
I didn't make the character. That's what I'm saying, and therefore, this is what's happening.
Therefore, a character you created would suck more.
Well, yeah.
It's
Yep.
fate.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but all the games I GM, I don't have to roll in. They're no GM rolling games, and
Yep. How does it feel to be on the other side of it, Mike?
it's awful. It's an atrocity. I feel
Okay.
directly targeted in this moment.
So as you are looking around, looking for any signs of travel that have not been glossed over by either just passage of time or other animal life or what have you, you notice 2 things. Number one, you notice that some of the lower vegetation near the tree that was burning is now on fire. And 2, you hear a very ominous creak coming from the life pod.
I think because this is a GM intrusion, he ignores the creek and focuses entirely on. You said there was like broken. I'm sorry. You said it was broken twig. Is that what you said?
No, just some of the ground cover
ground,
vegetation.
Yeah. Yeah. He is completely enthralled in the vegetation and is like looking around to see if like is there a path of that? Is there something? And he ignores the creek entirely.
Okay. So it is obvious that the tree that is on fire has now caught the vegetation on fire.
Great. Yeah, he looks and says, we should probably move away from the fire. I think it's gonna catch.
Yeah. No shit there, Professor Genius. Fire hot.
No, I don't think we should touch the fire, but I think it's gonna spread.
We got the fire extinguisher is good enough to take this out.
Oh, does someone have a
Probably
fire
could.
extinguisher?
Yeah, but if
Yeah. We had them from the ship.
Oh.
Each one of you has a fire extinguisher.
Oh, I haven't looked yet. Okay, and he undoes the backpack you gave him that he's never opened, and just tries to put the fire out.
I imagine, conveniently enough, there is in fact a kitchen-sized fire extinguisher in your bag.
Great. He attempts to put the fire out.
Yeah.
With no knowledge of how to do that, he's just spraying a tree with spraying the fire part of the tree. Let me just clarify there before you GM intrude and he fucking hoses down the bark of a tree. The way this idiot's playing this character.
I'm not going to make you roll because I don't want to be cruel.
Yeah, for fear of me burning the campaign down. Literally.
Oh,
So you do manage to put the fire out. The rest of you now also hear a very ominous creaking sound coming from the life pod.
Oh, that shit's coming down.
everyone back up. Just in case.
And sure enough, about 30 seconds to a minute later,
Oh. Okay.
What did that sound like again? I just wanted the visual.
happy to oblige.
Thank you.
So yes,
Well, there goes the Titanic there.
yeah, and in fact, it's you see that so it actually does that, and you can actually see that when it hit kind of the edge of the crater, and the top half snapped.
Oops. There's no fixing that.
Nope.
I doubt it was going to be space worthy after the first crash.
Not with that attitude, it wasn't. And she's gonna. Is there any way? Is there anything in this immediate area that is we can get to higher ground?
So if you look to the south, it actually goes downhill and becomes kind of marshy. You can see there are some boulders to, let's see, where's it? There northward there are some large boulders just kind of emerging from the floor, from the forest floor, draped in vines and vegetation. And then to the northwest there is you can't really see what's on the ground, but you can see that there is a substantial gap in the tree canopy, with some of the large branches hanging down broken. And I guess you'd say this is probably where the ship crashed.
Well, if another ship's gone down, it's our first duty to try and see if there are other survivors.
Yeah.
Well, after obviously making sure that we don't fucking perish on this shit backwater planet.
Their survival's not my problem.
Well, if
Thanks there, Captain Altruism.
If another ship survived, then we can commandeer it and we can get our own asses out of here.
See? Listen to her. The brains.
We should look for higher ground.
Yeah.
As high as we can. Both for other ships and other survivors, but also for predators who we can see.
And we get a fire going. We get a fire going with that torch, and we keep it going so whoever else landed here can see it.
She nudges AA1. Hey, Tiny, can you climb one of these trees?
I would suggest perhaps not a signal fire. One of the people in our pod did leave, and the other person in our pod is dead, and we don't know if there's correlation or causation between either of those.
There were no obvious stab wounds, burn marks, or any other way that you kill a guy.
Well, he didn't open his own pod.
Anyone broke his neck either.
Well, he didn't open his own pod.
AA1 turns to AL7 and says, I could suffocate you, there'd be no marks.
That's also true.
So,
He hands over a compass. Like he's like, this is a needle and it points in directions. One of you will know what to do with this. And he walks up to the tree to start climbing it.
I don't know how to use this.
She takes the compass.
Holds
It's
it out.
kind of useless if we don't know where.
yeah.
we
Also,
are.
we're on an alien planet, and we do not know the nature of the poles.
So the compass is actually acting as you would intuitively expect a compass to act in a normal Earth-like magnetic field.
Mm-hmm.
It does indeed point in a singular direction.
Right,
But
she'll
AA1's
tell.
gonna climb.
Yeah, she'll tell AA1. That's north, so he has some kind of designation when he gets up there.
He just looks at her and goes, I'll point, it's fine. And he starts to climb one of the trees.
So before you can do that. However, I will tell you that in order to get high enough to actually see something, you would have to climb extremely high. You'd basically have to go above the canopy, and the canopy is probably about 30 meters up, at least.
That's doable. As long as he doesn't fall.
Just jump the whole way. You're trained in jumping.
Specialized.
Leap like a monkey.
Yeah, he's gonna. He pulls off the backpack, grabs one of the other spare jumpsuits, ties one end around one wrist, wraps it around a trunk that it'll fit around, and he uses that to try and shimmy his way up to where the branches are and climbs
Okay, so a young
as
tree.
high as he can.
All right. So we're going to do this as a series of climbing rolls. Let's see, you're trained, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one you make automatically. The second one, so basically we're going to be doing increasing difficulties from 1 to 5.
Sounds great.
You do, like I said, you succeed the first one if you want to just skip it.
Yeah, we'll skip the first one. That'd be great.
So difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2. Difficulty 2. Success.
Okay. Now
Roll the
difficulty
3.
3.
Difficulty 3. 3. I'm going to use some efforts.
Okay.
Success on a 3.
Okay.
Now you want a 4.
Yep. And don't forget to apply the cost for the... Okay.
4. 1 effort. Success on difficulty 4 with a 17. Yep. Nice.
Yep.
And now difficulty 5.
Finally, with the difficulty 5, at this point you are trying to navigate through the canopy of branches.
5. Possible. Yeah. Success.
Excellent.
Shit.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
What is happening here?
Mike, that's
What
how
are you
roll.
doing? How are you cheating at this game? Listen, Chris, it's a collaborative improv storytelling. You don't have to win. It's not Monopoly, as you monopolize all the good rolls.
If winning in this sort of scenario did look like something, I'm pretty sure it looks like that.
Yeah.
No,
Listen.
it looks like jumping onto the back of the dire rhino. That's
Listen,
exactly
I know that you're currently, in England and they like to colonize things, but leave some rolls for the rest of us. We need some resources.
No.
Christ.
Stick them in a museum. It's fine.
Where they're nice and safe.
Oh, God damn it.
All right. So you actually, you managed to get through some of the canopy to take a look around a little bit. The jungle, it doesn't quite stretch to the horizon, but it is a large jungle. You do see, clearings and some clearings and rises and falls as you would expect. You do see probably about a kilometer away, you see a concrete tower. This looks to be, judging from, assuming for the moment that the canopy is about even, it looks to be about at the crest of a modest rise in the forest floor. You see from where you are, you can see a few others, probably a couple of kilometers away, and then they're not in a line. They look like they're actually in a triangle, and then at the spot that would make the triangle into a diamond. So if the 3 things were here, it's like over here. You see some kind of larger structure. You can't really tell what it is.
Are they all in one direction, or are we in the middle of this diamond?
No, they are all
In
they're
one
all
side.
that way.
Okay.
Because you don't have the compass with you. So
Yep. He shouts down. There's 3 towers and a big thing, and they're all. And he points, knowing that no one can see him. In that direction.
30 meters.
From down here, we can't hear him either.
You can hear 30 meters easily.
We can't see where you're pointing. She
Yeah.
shouts.
You should have climbed. He takes he takes the jumpsuit that he's got and he throws it down, like balls it up, and he throws it in the direction, and hopes that it gets down. If it gets stuck in the branches, he climbs down, and he keeps throwing it down on that side to make sure it lands on the right side of the tree.
Okay.
As he makes his way down, he says, "We're gonna head that direction. There's towers and a big thing. We'll figure it out. It's fine. It's not too far."
Man-made construction.
Okay.
Yes.
And did you see any other smoke about for any of the other lifeboats?
No.
Okay.
Just jungle. I mean, the towers are taller than this. He says this as he starts to climb down. The towers are taller than this tree, so there'll be a better vantage point. It's fun. And he, like I say, he literally just keeps throwing that orange jumpsuit down to try and get them a direction.
You finally make it through the canopy, and yes, I will say that you got it in the approximate correct direction.
It doesn't have to be perfect. It's fine. We can get lost for 6 months.
Close enough.
You hurry back down.
From this tree, that direction, there's 4 things. So bound to hit one of them.
Yeah. All right.
He backpacks up, ready to go. Do it before it gets dark.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go. And she's gonna start walking.
Okay. So you have been walking for probably about an hour. And let's see. You are just making your way through a clearing that is probably about 100 meters across. It's a very large clearing that's giving way to thick, shoulder-height grass-like vegetation. And I'm sorry, no, you come into the clearing. I'm sorry. Toward the far end of the clearing, you see a concrete cylinder rising about 5 meters from the surrounding grasses. It does not look like your
well, I don't think much about their architecture.
Yeah, it does not look like your lifeboat. It is covered in leafy vines, and it looks like there's some kind of equipment at the top that has been ruined by age and environment.
See, told you. Sure. And look how tall it is. Get a better vantage point from up top there.
Does it look structurally sound?
Make me a perception check, difficulty 3.
Cool.
We believe in you, Mike. Let's go.
I'm trying, guys.
You can succeed at least one perception
There you
check.
go.
There we go.
It's only a difficulty 1 for me, but that rate, who knows, man?
Okay.
Maybe that's your field. Your field is specifically studying concrete fatigue.
Yeah, my field is looking at things. My character is a sharp-eyed speaker who solves mysteries. I'm only good at seeing things. That's it.
Oh God.
I'm good at seeing things and talking. And all of my talking abilities are things that make you guys do things better. But you guys keep succeeding.
Right. So now, just to be fun,
roll again.
make me a difficulty 2 climbing roll.
Me?
Yes, because are you climbing up the thing?
No. I just want to know if it's structurally sound.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna fucking physical activity. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Does it look like it's safe to climb?
Oh yes.
You're just gonna.
Yeah, great. Yeah, he looks at it and he peeks at a couple things, knocks on the side of it, and he looks back to AA1 and goes, it's fairly structurally sound. I think if you climb to the top, it's not gonna collapse or tip over or anything.
Is there a door?
Yeah.
Did I see a door in my expert investigation, Trevor?
No, it is a cylinder of concrete.
No. I think it's a pillar of some kind.
Wow, their architect really was having a bad day.
All right. Happy to climb it. And he's going to go for a climbing to the top.
I said that was 2, so you can bypass the roll if you wish.
Yeah, let's bypass it. Let's just be safe.
So yeah, you scurry up. Now make me a perception check, difficulty 4.
That's intellect, isn't it?
How high is this thing? Before you roll, Chris, hold on 1 second. How high is this thing?
About 5 meters.
Oh, that's not very high. From down there, you hear AE1 instructing you. He's like, "Hey, if you here's what you're gonna look for. You're gonna turn this direction." And he's like looking to 89 for like compass directions that mean nothing to them. But he's gonna like indicate and instruct you how to look and what to look for. And I'm gonna use my my ability encouragement. And so you have an asset on any task related to looking for all the things I say to look for.
Go for it.
There's a difficulty 4 with an asset.
Yep.
Success.
Excellent. And hey,
That's literally what you
helped.
needed. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Perfect.
By the way, Mike, do me a favor, quick check the Zoom chat really quick.
Zoom
question.
chat, really quick. Yep, I'll look at that right now. Go ahead,
Thank
keep going.
So yes, because of AE4's expert advice in how to keep one's eyes open, you actually you see about a couple hundred meters away. It looks like there is it looks like something has gone down through the trees.
Is there's no smoke or anything like that? Nothing scorched on that spot. It just looks like there's a big hole.
Yeah.
Where something's gone in.
Yeah, it looks like something has descended, controlled through the canopy.
There's a hole in the canopy, and he like stands on the edge and points that direction. He goes, "Something went down there. Could be a ship landing." And can he see the other towers from up here? And the
No.
big central thing.
No.
He's like, "Yep, something's landed that direction. I can't see the other towers, but that direction, I think."
Okay.
He just points.
All right. And now, let's see. Everyone, please make me a perception check. Difficulty 5.
Is that just straight intellect?
Yep.
Do I get any sort of asset because I'm at the top of a tower?
No.
I'll succeed anyway.
Everybody! See, Mike's a great mascot.
Sorry, are we all rolling this?
Yeah, difficulty 5.
5? What the fuck?
Guys, stop
Okay.
succeeding better than me, please. Fucking rude
No.
at this point. This is just
He's
salt
no
in the
assets there,
wound.
Mike. Just saying.
It's just salt in the wound.
And sorry, I don't get. There's no assets or anything weird.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Nope.
So
What?
AE4 and AA1, you hear something moving through the forest. It does not sound loud and crashing like the rhino thing. Prof, AL7, as your minor effect, you can very, very soft, very, very distantly and softly, you can hear voices in the direction that it's coming from.
Guys, behind the concrete thing, we got company. You down.
AA1 lies on the top.
Mhm.
AE4 immediately is like up against it, hiding.
Yeah. She's gonna hide.
Okay. So let's see. Everyone, please make me a difficulty. Let's see what are these guys. Make me speed checks if you have stealth or other similar abilities that will help. Your target is your difficulty is a 2. Yeah, your difficulty is a 2.
All right.
So speed defense with a
Nope, not
asset
defense.
if you not
Nope,
defense.
Just speed.
Not defense, just a
Okay.
regular speed roll.
So, Trevor, here's
Yeah.
my favorite part of cyber systems.
Sure.
This is the bullshit of cyber systems. I have an ability called understanding.
Okay.
You observe or study a creature or object. Your next interaction with that object or creature gains 1 asset. I've been studying this pillar for quite some time. Do I know the best way to hide behind said pillar?
I will say that will get you an asset on the
Hell
the
yeah.
stealth roll. Yep. Hell yeah.
I'm
Oh,
trained in
God.
sneaking. Is that a bonus or an asset?
That
Just roll sneaking.
yeah, just make it a sneaking roll.
Oh, okay. Difficulty 2.
Stealth.
Success.
Okay.
We are invisible.
We are the night.
All right. So you see a contingent of 6 troopers, and they are humans in some kind of body armor with kind of like a hockey helmet. So they've got the visor that just comes down like to about the nose, and then the full head. They are carrying rifles of some kind. There is one person, one additional person who is obviously the person in command. Their armor is better decorated. And you can hear the commander puts his fingers to his helmet. Well, we know they were here. Yes. 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 3 of them behind the pillar.
You said
Gonna
there were
walk
6
out.
of them?
Slow clap. Looks like you learned how to work thermoptics at the old Space Marine school.
You said there were 6 of them, Trevor?
And they just said behind the pillar, and that's where we're hiding.
He said there's 3 of them behind the pillar.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't know. I'm assuming they don't know.
Yeah, they don't see you, so I'm going to provide as big a distraction as humanly possible.
No, they wouldn't see Chris. They wouldn't see AA1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's above the pillar. Yeah, E4 is he is melding with the rock. He refuses to believe what they said, and he is forming into the cracks as he slowly dissolves into limestone. Trying not to be seen.
Yeah, and she's gonna just drop it because there's tall grass around us, right? She's gonna dissolve into the grass as much as she can.
All right. So AL7, you are coming out from behind the pillar?
Yeah. Just gonna round of applause. Well done.
So when you come out from behind the pillar, everyone looks to relax for a moment.
raise hands to the people with laser guns.
And then you start doing the slow clap.
Yeah.
And
would have been nice if you were here, where we crashed, but hey.
So as soon as you start speaking, they look at each other very confusedly and snap their weapons up to point them at you.
Great. I speak the wrong language.
One of them turns to the commander and says, "Sir, did it just talk?"
Great.
And that's where we're going to end.
Son of a bitch!
What?
How does it feel, Mike? How does it feel?
I don't like this game. I am rolling badly, and you ended on a cliffhanger.
I have wanted to do that to you since I started watching Men of Letters. Okay?
What a rude cliffhanger.
Revenge.
What a rude cliffhanger.
Very
This is horseshit. This is why I run games on the channel.
Correct.
Fucking rude ass people rolling better than me, cliffhanging me. It's inconsiderate, really. Is
you
what
can
it
just
is.
handle us taking the piss out of you as sort of the normal level. This is
Yeah,
above.
when you're doing it on the same tier as me, it's fine.
Right?
But when you're doing it better than me, it's just fucking inconsiderate at this point.
Also, welcome, Raiders. Hi,
Yeah, hey Raiders,
Hi,
stick
Raiders.
around. So with that atrocity, this is the end of our first one shot for our Patreon one shots. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna do our quick after show. We're gonna put up a thanks for watching screen. We'll be back in a little bit. What is that? What's that on a word? A tiny little British portion. We'll be back in a little
No,
bit.
that was nonsense.
So stick around for the after show. If you guys want access to the after show, join us at the $5 tier over on our Patreon for this after show and all the other after shows. Stick around. As soon as that's done, we'll be back to play some Zoo Mafia. We got a bunch of zoo animals that are doing crimes in the zoo. Is basically what it is. So Raiders, welcome. If you're interested in watching more tabletop goodness, stick around. In about 20 or so minutes, we'll be back for that show. In the meantime, everyone take a break, go grab some water, go to the bathroom, do all those things, and we'll do our outros, and then we'll get the hell out of here. We'll start with our illustrious GM, who cliffhung me. Trevor, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hello, everyone. I am Trevor, aka the Vitruvian Meeple. You can find me, obviously, here for the Patreon one-shots. You can also find me on my own Twitch channel at Vitruvian Meeple, where this Monday we will be doing issue 8 of The Powers That Be. That is our superhero system game, also using the Cypher system. So if you just can't get enough Cypher system goodness and you want to see me get screwed as a player, the way that I
Orgenspeicher
screwed
TV
money,
ist
then feel free to show up. It's at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. This Monday, it's a lot of fun and back issues. It's a comic book game. Back issues are available on my YouTube if you want to get caught up. Other than that, I am here. Thank you, Mike. This was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to run you guys through the rest of it.
I am excited. For this. G, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hi, I'm G, the friendly neighborhood lightning invoker. You can find me in all things unMadeGaming, including all the Patreon stuff and modding for the regular streams during the week. You'll find me as the community manager on the Discord and on Twitter, LightningSpaz09. And I will be playing in the second game coming up in about 45 minutes, so stick around.
Yeah, hell yeah. Chris, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
I'm Chris A.K. Necro. You can find me in the Patreon one-shots, the Patreon campaign, the Atari Twilight Age of Always with G.
Which is next Saturday.
Ooh, yes.
Next week?
Oh yeah, that is true. It is next Saturday.
Next week, Saturday.
Yeah. Calendar.
So yeah, next week, Saturday. For that. Nowhere else. And
Fantastic.
Discord.
And last but not least, El Profo, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
I'm El Profo. You can find me wherever El Profos are found. There's a lot of my stuff as we plug the unMadeGaming wiki. If you don't know what's going on, if you're new, you want to find a place to start, find something you vibe with on the wiki. There'll be a link in chat. Check it out. I provide a lot of the fanfic there, so usually when you get super into things, I know the time in which you will find me.
That is true.
Yeah, and I am at El Profo everywhere.
Great.
Find me.
Yeah, definitely do check out the wiki. We do have a thousands of hours of content on YouTube. And sometimes it's a lot of time to watch. But the wonderful, amazing patrons and community members are going through episodes and writing synopses for those episodes for the campaigns. And it's much faster to read a few paragraphs than watch a 2 to 3 hour show. But that is it for this episode of our Patreon one-shots. As I said, stick around. We'll be back in a little bit for our second one. And we'll see you for that one. So from all of us to you guys, we'll see you in a little bit. Bye-bye.